The past few days for the World War III community have honestly been pretty crazy. A new patch release, recon mode testing, and Farm 51 released a trailer for their new game, which caused some people to get quite upset. Overall, just a lot has happened for Farm 51 in the past few days, so let's go over it all. We'll start with how the team made a lot of people angry yesterday. On the Discord server and several other places, Farm 51 released a trailer for their upcoming game, Chernobylite. This game is expected to release in the fall of this year. There were several reasons why this seemed to really make people mad. One, some people thought that they shouldn't be releasing another game while this game isn't quite finished yet. And two, this content shouldn't be released on the World War III sites because it's not World War III content. Both of those make sense in one way. This led people to believe that the developers of World War III were actually split between the two games instead of solely focused on this game. This has actually been brought up before in a Big Fry TV video and has been addressed by the devs previously, but they released another statement on their discussion board. We understand your concerns that with a new title, the work on World War III might slow down, but there will be no change in our development team at all, since nothing really changed internally. World War III team is over 60 people now, with new members being constantly hired. We also still look for new people. The team working on Chernobylite has been doing it for over a year, and even before we announced World War III. There were always two games being made with separate teams that are funded separately and have separate managements. Each project has its own team and there's no crossover. When the team that is now making World War III was assembled from 99% new employees, work on Get Even wasn't finished either. When that team finished up with Get Even, they started working on other things, and Chernobylite came out of this work. To make that clear, there is no delay in the production of World War III because of this other game. Nobody working on World War III is working on Chernobylite. A company, even a small one like Farm 51, is able to work on two games at once because of allocation of resources. There are updates every week for World War III, sometimes two in 1 week. The content isn't being delayed. To address the other concern that the trailer was released on the Discord server, it's a game for the same company. They're trying to support the team and support themselves. Sure, it's not World War III content, but it's content you might actually enjoy because you're enjoying this content. This just seemed like a dramatic reaction to an event for no reason to me. I guess people just want to be upset. Now, on to lighter news. A couple days ago, Farm 51 released the 0.4 patch for this game, and I'd have to say, it's what we've been waiting for. Many players like myself who have been consistently playing have really been looking forward to this one. I've noticed that players who have been waiting for the game to improve before hopping back on have also noted that they're looking forward to this update, hoping that this is the one that makes the game what they want it to be. Overall, with the release, I think the reception to this update has been really good. Sure, you can take a look at the Discord server an hour after the release of the patch and again see people whining about something, but overall, I think this game has come a long way, and this patch, I think, shows that the game is headed in the right direction. The patch notes are linked down below, but we'll go through some of the most important changes to the game that came out with this patch. A new map, new weapon, new uniform, and new vehicle. I covered some of this in my last video, and this was out in the test server, so you can check the weapon and map out more down below. I'll provide a link for that. Now, I don't drive vehicles much, but they've implemented a buggy into this game. I'd make a quick joke about a buggy, but my Russian friend Atway got to it first. I also don't worry too much about how soldiers look, so the new uniform, the Resistance Fighter, isn't really a big deal to me. But you go ahead and spend that hard-earned money on it if you'd like. The Team Deathmatch map added is called the Moscow Senate. The trailer to that is down below as well, but basically it's just part of the Moscow map in the Senate building. Really, it's just a lot of long halls to shoot down. Okay, time for the important improvement. The biggest improvement, in my opinion, is the server browser. This was a crucial update that honestly should have been implemented into the release of the game. This helps matchmaking out a ton. You can see which games have people in them and join those games instead of endlessly joining and leaving a match to find a full server, or waiting until the 5th round of spawns to get a playable number of players. That right there I think automatically makes this game 5 times better. Honestly, I expect the player base to really start to creep up as a result of this implementation. I know I had a whole lot of fun playing, and I had little to no frustration for once trying to find a match. Based on their research, a system has been implemented to where you can shoot people behind different objects in the game, or at least better anyway. Every caliber has its own distinct behavioral pattern against different materials. As a bit of a science and research nerd, this part is really cool to me. I love the idea of researching actual ballistics and transporting that into the game. Really, I think that's also why I've got so much respect for the team at Farm 51. Real world scans and actual research went into the game, and I think that's a really cool feature to me. It's okay, you can call me a fanboy. Everybody's a fanboy of something. Other big improvements. Held grenades now drop after you die. There's a motion blur slider available. Anti-tank mines don't react to the mini UGV. And weapons can now be dropped and picked up, though I think the timing needs to be adjusted a bit as the guns disappear quickly. Moving on, claymores are back, so you can just grab your sniper rifle, grab an equipment reload bag, and camp your little heart out of sight in the corner. Weapon silencers for pistols were also added. Another area of contention right now is that they lowered the time to kill by increasing the damage dealt to the extremities. Some people don't really like this. I actually do, even though now I die a lot more often. It makes the game more hardcore to me. While it does make the armor system somewhat less important, that's never really been a huge deal to me to begin with. In order to balance this more, the hipfire accuracy has been reduced across the board to prevent across-the-map kills without aiming down the sights. Good. Speaking of armor though, the new system has been set up for a certain material to be effective against certain rounds. The polyethylene armor is effective against pistols and intermediate rounds. Ceramic is effective against pistol, intermediate, and rifle, and the steel is protected more against both of these and the sniper rounds. Finally, for Warzone mode, the score streak prices have almost all been changed, with either a decrease in cost or an increase in time. Optimization and bug fixes are always a big point of focus with these updates, so these are a must, and they're doing a great job improving the game this way. Finally, some audio changes have been made, including a new hit marker sound. Unfortunately, this patch was supposed to come with a new recon mode, which, if you don't know anything about it, it's a spin-off of the Battle Royale genre. Just to clarify though, it's not going to be a single-player drop, pick up weapons, and fight to the death style of game. It will be more squad and objective-based. The production has been pushed back at this point because of how much the game needed to be improved to be stable, and I think this was the right call. But they didn't leave us hanging when it comes to this mode. This mode is soon to be tested and implemented. There are currently recon mode test signups on the forum board, so if you want to be a part of that, head on over to the link below and sign up. Not everyone who signs up will be chosen for the testing, but I'm hoping for a fun experience. So here's the question. Should you buy World War III now? Absolutely. I think the game is in a good enough state that it's easy to jump in and just play. I think it's really fun. I don't think that you'll regret the decision. I know there's a Steam sale going on right now, so if you hop on that, you'll save yourself a few dollars, but ultimately it's really only normally $30, so it's not that big of a hit to your wallet. I think the game is in a really good state. I think the developers are communicating back and forth with the player base on basically any questions they have, any concerns they have over there on the forums. I think that that's great. I think the game is headed in a really good direction. I think that they're willing to change things based on input, and I think that's a great quality to have in a video game creator. So I think this is a good pickup. Well, that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching until the end if you're seeing me here. If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe. I plan on doing a whole lot more first-person shooter videos and updating you on World War III content. So if you enjoy that, feel free to follow me. Click that bell icon so that you can get updated when I upload some videos. And like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it, and comment down below how you feel about the game and what your thoughts are. So thanks for stopping by.